Audio Jungle.
Pitcher number 23, Patrick O'Shaughnessy. Batting 8 and playing first base, number 7, Logan Ryan. And batting 9 and playing left field, number 32, Tim Henderson. And the remainder of Matthews post 235. And now the starting lineup for the home team, Stokes County post 290. Leading off, playing second base, number 14, Banks Fant. Batting second and playing shortstop, number 2, Cam Smith. Batting third and playing left field, number 6, Trenton Fraley. Batting fourth and playing third base, number 23, Bentley Joyce. Batting fifth and playing first base, number 4, Landon Mazer. Batting sixth and playing center field, number 1, Cameron Phillips. Batting seventh and catching, number 17, Jeb Presnell. Batting eighth and on the mound, number 0, Charlie Reeves. And batting ninth, playing right field, number 12, Seth Mickey. Subs, number 5, Noah Bruner, number 7, Cole Morgan, number 9, Hunter Anderson, and number 11, Tyler Flippin. The coaches are Ethan Ball, Mason Howell, Matt Roberts, Matt Shelton, Josh Shelton, and the manager is Tanner Lomax. At this time, if players and coaches would repeat the American Legion Code of Sportsmanship, I will keep the rules, keep thanking my teammates, keep my temper, keep myself fit, keep a stout heart in defeat, keep my pride under in victory, keep a sound soul, a clean mind, and a healthy body. And at this time, if everyone would please rise as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem.
pressing buttons. I can do it. I don't really want to do it, but I can. Welcome back here to Mando Field as we get set for not a Mocksville-Davie American Legion matchup, but the Junior Legion playoffs here at Mando, that being part of Region 3. Tonight's matchup is here in the winner's bracket between West Stokes and Matthews. It's going to be West Stokes, that's going to be a post 90, and Matthews is post 235 here tonight. The home squad tonight, that's going to be West Stokes. They're going to be the team in the field to get things started in the white and orange jerseys. Matthews will be the visiting team down the left field line. They're going to be in the dark blue and orange jerseys. As we set to get things started here tonight, let's get you the lineups for the visiting Matthews squad. Leading things off will be the third baseman, Sam Yen. Drew Knowles batting second. He'll be playing shortstop. Aaron DeCouclier will be over in right, followed by Christian Gegg at second. Jack Martin following him in center. The catcher of Matthew Abbott behind him, followed by Gio Camerata. He'll be the DH. Logan Rhines at first, and rounding things out in ninth will be Tim Henderson in the left. Patrick O'Shaughnessy will be on the mound tonight for Matthews. As for West Stokes, their defensive alignment here will get us started. We'll get you their batting lineup as we head into the home half of the first. Frayling left, Phipps in center, Mickey over in right. Joyce, Smith, Fant, and Macer will go around your infield from the third base to the first base side. Presnell will be behind the plate, and on the mound is going to be Charlie Reeves. Just a little different look here on YouTube from what you're used to seeing. Once again, this is not Mocksville's Senior Legion squad, as their season has come to a close after losing 2 straight in the opening round of the Senior Legion playoffs. But we have the home site here for the Junior playoffs, and this game here is between Matthews and West Stokes. This is day 2 of the winner's bracket. Both of these two teams coming in with blowout victories in game 1. West Stokes took care of Moore County 12-3 at Holt Moffett, alongside Matthews taking a hold of Hamlet 12-2. The throwdowns here as we set to get underway. Once again, the home team here tonight, West Stokes, will be starting things off here tonight. Coach Lovelace, that is the head coach for Mocksville-Davie, is doing a lot of the handiwork here this afternoon, hoping to get the field ready after the huge downpour between last night, which ended one game a tad bit early, alongside with a little bit of rain before game number 1 here tonight. As this game was set to start at 5 p.m., got pushed back to 6, and here we go. First pitch misses upstairs from O'Shaughnessy. Apologies from Charlie Reeves. As the 1-0 offering here runs inside to the leadoff man of Sam Yen. Able to get a strike on the inner half, works it back 2-1 as Reeves works it against Yen. Working quickly here as the 2-1's outside, down the count 3-1, trying to avoid a leadoff walk. As most teams here have seen, a leadoff walk does usually come across the score, and that will happen here in the top half of the first. A leadoff walk will bring up Drew Knowles, as Reeves has already allowed a base runner. Reeves is working quick here. A large way to set up on the rubber as that catches the outside corner, 0-1. Batting second tonight is Drew Knowles. Decent sized lead over at first. And it's going to be a little bit slippery here tonight after all the rain. Staying put here as the 0-1 swung on a missed. And just like that, after the leadoff walk, Knowles is down the count 0-2. The Couclier waits on deck. Batting in the 3-hole, that's the right fielder. Shortstop at the dish now. As the 0-2's down and out, nearly gets away from Presnell. He'll think about throwing it down to Macer at first. He'll hold on to it. As the count falls to 1-2 here in the top half of the first. Starting wide on the mound and closing off. Able to hit the top half of the zone throw, nearly goes into right field, picked out by Macer, and that will sit down Knowles on a strike 3. As we can here on the replay, able to strike him out on the top half of the zone, nearly got him out at first. DeCouklier flies one down the left field side, heading towards the line, and gonna let it drop down at the bullpen. 0-1 against the left-hander from the right-handing throwing Greaves. Runner takes off for second. Yin is just in. A late throw from Presnell allows for a stolen base here. Runner on second now with only an out. A late jump from Yin, but able to beat out the throw. The Couklier is grounded right back up the middle. Nearly got a glove on it, was a Reeves, but the shortstop Smith fires it over the masser. Coming back around third, Yin just able to get back in at the last second. But able to work his man over to Couklier as Yin's able to take third. That's how I've been saying it. 2 outs now here in the top of the first. The leadoff walk now stands on third after stealing second and then advancing to third on a ground out. This will bring up Gegg. Down and in, nearly gets away from Presnell. Just able to keep it close enough to home plate. In the home half, it's going to be Fant, Smith, and Fraley up for West Stokes. One-0 offering here down on that. That's going to get away from Presnell, taking a chance at taking the first run in time, scores the first run of the afternoon. The leadoff walk comes back to haunt West Stokes as Matthews takes a 1-0 lead. Yin nearly got thrown out at home, but Reeves' tag was just a tad late. Yeah, you went out. Changeup catches the outside corner. 2-1 here now, 2 outs. Bases are empty after Yin scores on a pass ball. Catches the outside corner, works it back now, 2-2 from Reeves. Both of these teams in game number 1 had blowout victories, both by over 10 runs. That was fouled off down the first base side. As the count remains 2-2. Once again, Fant, Smith, and Fraley due to come up here in the home half of the first. The 2-2 catches the outside corner, sits them down looking, and that will take us to the home half 1-0 in favor of Matthews. Welcome back here. Home half of the first inning between Matthews and West Stokes. Banks Fant set to get things started here. For West Stokes, man on the mound, O'Shaughnessy. First pitch, top half of the zone, called a strike on the leadoff man, 0-1. It's going to be Banks Fant, Cam Smith, and Trenton Fraley set to get things started off for West Stokes. Back in the top half, Matthews were able to take a early 1-0 lead as that was grounded right back to O'Shaughnessy at first, flips it over the line, out number 1.
Shortstop number 2, Cam Smith.
The ground out back to the mound will bring up the duel of Smith. Back in the top half, in a sense it went 3 up, 3 down. Looks like down a bunt. Ends up going down ball 1. Leadoff walk comes back to haunt West Stokes as Matthews was able to take the 1-0 lead back in the top half. Here in the home half of the first as the count evens 1-1 to Smith. O'Shaughnessy trying to work quick. A little bit of a different strategy than West Stokes. Already working from the stretch, no men on. The 1-1 offering downstairs. Home plate umpire lets it go, 2-1. The 2-1 offering catches the outside corner, works it back, 2-2 here, 1 out. In the home half of the first, from O'Shaughnessy to Smith. Batter calls time, no throw. Count remains 2-2. As for the outfield positioning here for Matthews, Henderson in left, Martin in center, swing and a miss there, sits him down. 2 up, 2 down here in the first strikeout of the night from O'Shaughnessy. Will take us to 3-hole of Fraley. Henderson in left, Martin in center. Aaron DeCouklier will be over in right. Yen, Knowles, Gegg, and Ryan around the infield. Abbott behind the plate. Looks way down a bunt, pulls back. Curveball over the heart of the plate, called a strike, 0-1. The 0-1 offering chopped down the third base side into the dugout of Matthews. Down to the last strike here in the first. Bentley Joyce waits on deck, followed by Miller if Fraley's able to reach safely. The 0-2 offering pops right back, just able to get a piece of it as the count remains 0-2. Game 1 was pushed back an hour due to some rain that came through the area as the 0-2's down and in, nearly clipped him as he had to jump out of the way of it. A ball and 2 strikes here to Fraley. The 11th pitch of the inning, grounded over the short. Knowles able to field it cleanly, fires it over the line. High throw, but able to apply the tag on Fraley. Will set him down. A 1-2-3 inning takes us to the top of the second. Coming back here, top half of the second inning, Matthews is able to push one across in the home half of the from the visiting half of the first. Set to lead things off, here's going to be the 5-hole of Jack Martin. Back in the first, it started off with a leadoff walk, with him, that being Yen, stealing second. Ended up scoring on a pass ball after taking third on a ground out. Up in the count here, 2-0 is Martin. Reeves closing in on 20 pitches thrown here through just over an inning of work. As a 2-0 offering popped down the first base side, gets out of play. Works it back now, 2-1. Home half of the first went 1-2-3 fashion. Ground out, strikeout, followed by another ground out. As a 2-1's grounded down the first base side, snagged by the first baseman of Mamasser, diving out to his left. 1 up, 1 down here in the second. Great play there by the first baseman of Masser. Caught the dives for down the right field line. Instead, it's out number 1. This will bring up Matthew Abbott. All speed catches the inside corner, 0-1 to the right-handed hitting Abbott. We're still looking for the first base hit of the night. Count evens 1-1 here to Abbott. Firing it in, catches the outside corner. Was able to put a fastball right by him. Down the count here, looking for strikeout number 3 of the afternoon. Got 2 in the first. Down and out, 2-2. Struck out the first and last batter of the first. Still has a chance here to get 2 out here in the second. 25th pitch of his outing, just misses the outside corner. Full count here to the 2-hole of the second. Camerata waits on deck, followed by Ryan. The payoff pitch. Upstairs over the head of Abbott. He'll take first base easy. Fresno able to work it back quickly to keep him on first. This will bring up Gio Camerata. Another right-handed hitter here for Matthews. Downstairs, ball 1. Abbott on first after a 1-out walk. Swing and a miss, pitch upstairs, evens the count, 1-1. Getting a sign here from the third base coach. Once again, the infield dirt a little bit wet here after some pregame rain. Gonna stay put as that's down and out. Gets away from Fresno as Abbott will take second standing. Now put a runner in scoring position. Only 1 out here in the second inning. Abbott up to second after a 1-out walk. Camerata still at the dish, 2-1. Hitters count here. Masser playing in on the infield dirt. Hardy cut there, works it back even, that is, 2-2. 30th pitch of the outing from Reeves. Here through 1 1/3 inning of work. 1 pitch away from getting a second. Right down the heart of the plate, sits him down looking for out number 2 of the inning. Down to the 8th hole for Ryan. Opportunity to work back to the top of the lineup here in inning number 2. Fastball just misses the outside corner, ball 1. Apologies there. 2 balls, no strikes here to Ryan. Abbott on second after a 1-out walk. Gonna take third. Throw from Fresno is in time, but trying to dive around the tag. Had a chance. Looked good from here. I also get a look on the replay. And Troy is able to apply the tag. Looked like he sold it very well, but that's going to end the inning. To the home half of the second we go. Coming back here, still 1-0 in favor of, apologies, Matthews. Apologies there on the scoreboard. Matthews with a 1-0 lead over West Stokes. Back from the top half of the first. Down here, bottom half of the second. Joyce at the plate. Down the count, 2-1. O'Shaughnessy on the mound for Matthews. Line center field has a chance to be the first base knock of the afternoon. It is, as it chops right down in front of Martin. A leadoff single here in the second. Leadoff single from Choice brings up Macer here in the second. As for West Oaks, they went 1-2-3 in the first. That won't happen here in the second. Down to the 5-hole. First pitch here popped up. Shallow center field. Martin giving it a chase, calling off it's Henderson in the left. Able to make the grab. A large second there from Joyce. Nearly gets doubled up. No throw from Henderson. Lead things out to be out number 1 of the inning. Cameron Phipps now up. 6-hole for West Stokes. Joyce remains on first after the pop out to left. Right on right. Decent sized lead. Stepping off the back of the mound, O'Shaughnessy. I think I got it.
Well, I can't say it right. I didn't say it right. If you said like B, right? Good job. Like good job. Something. It goes to Cook.
I got the pronunciation.
The Kuklier.
Yeah, that sounds right. Yeah. Nobody does it right. Yeah, you said it right the first time. We said B. That's about right.
Lined in the left field. That's going to be a back-to-back. 2 hits here in the second. Puts runners first and second. There's a fly out in between, but that has 1 out with a runner in scoring position once again. This time in favor of West Stokes. A single to center from Joyce, and then a single into left from Phipps will bring up Jeb Presnell. One from behind the plate. Responsible for the 1 run given up. That was the pass ball back in the top half of the first. Trying to equal it out here and drive in 1. That being Joyce on second. 0-1 here from O'Shaughnessy. Fouled straight back, down in the count, 0-2. Reeves, the pitcher, waits on deck. No DH here for West Stokes. Abbott out on his way to the mound to talk things over with O'Shaughnessy. Down to the last strike here against Presnell. Phipps on first, Joyce on second. Both of them able to reach base on singles here in the second. Joyce with a leadoff single. Macer with a pop out to left. And then Phipps singled into left, and that's where we stand so far. Back over the back of Presnell. The runners will take up 90 feet as Joyce will go to third. Phipps over the second. And now there's a chance to drive in 2. Corner infielders playing in. That's Yen and Ryan. As a 1-2 is fired in, down and out, gets away. Count evens 2-2. The 2-2 offering flied right center field. Second base, that is. Gag underneath of it, able to make the grab. Out number 2. Apologies there, as I thought that ball was going a little bit further than just second base. But Presnell pops out, leaving bases second and third for Reeves. Trying to help himself out, the man on the mound. First pitch here, line center field, heading back as Martin. Able to make the grab. Leaves Phipps and Joyce stranded on second and third. To the top of the third we go. 1-0 in favor of Matthews. Coming back here, top of the third inning, 1-0 in favor of Matthews. And they have a chance here to do some more damage. It's going to be the 8, 9, and 1 hole here in the third. Set to start things off is going to be Logan Ryan making his first plate appearance here. Catches the outside corner, 0-1. To the 8 hole of Ryan. Back in the home half of the second, there's a chance for West Stokes to take the lead as they had runners second and third. Fortunately for Matthews, they were able to retire the side. 1-1 here, working quick down the count, 1-2 the Ryan. Reeves with out number 3 in the home half of the second as he flew out to deep center field. left him stranded. Fouled off, count remains 1-2. Tim Henderson waits on deck before we head back to the top. Sam Yen, the only base runner to score thus far, as that's upstairs as the count evens 2-2. Stole second, advanced to third on a ground out, and scored on a pass ball. Down and out, 3-2 to the 8th hole of Ryan. 3 strikeouts on the afternoon so far from Reeves. The payoff pitch. Down and out, ball 4. First walk, second walk given up from Reeves. Last one ended up being thrown out trying to steal third. After the leadoff walk in the inning, so far it's only happened once for Matthews. That was back in the first. Ended up coming across the score. Fastball outside, called a strike to the right-handed hitting Henderson. Following him's Sam Yen. Looks to lay down a bunt, that's pushed straight back behind him. No balls and 2 strikes here. Nobody out, runner on first is Ryan after a leadoff walk. And Joyce and Phipps are stranded on second and third to close the second. Outside, Henderson able to lay off it as the count works to 1-2. Still nobody out here in the third. Leadoff walk to Ryan. Reeves up to 44 pitches so far tonight. Foul straight back, got a piece of the home plate umpire. Appears to be doing okay as he'll stay in. Count remains 1-2. Ryan with a small lead over at first is going to try and take second. Caught the outside corner. Strike him out, throw him out. No, as that gets into center field. Ryan able to steal second as Henderson goes down on a strikeout. Okay. Down and out, ball 1 to Sam Yen. So far he's the only one to score. He reached on a walk, ended up stealing second. Looks way down another bunt. Macer playing in, back pick over the second. Smith able to keep it in front of him. 1 ball and no strikes here so far. The only 2 hits comes from the home team of West Stokes. Unfortunately, they have been left stranded. Downstairs 2-0 here to Sam Yen. Looks like Reeves is going to cross the 50 pitch threshold here in the third inning. The 2-0 offering. Looks like down a bunt, pulls back. Once again looking to get a strike, now 2-1. Strike downstairs, works it. The 2-2. And on deck, Drew Knowles. Strikeout so far tonight. The 2-2. Downstairs, just watches it. As there's a mix of those wanting it to be strike 3 and the other half wanting it to be ball 3. As that's lined toward the first baseman, able to pick it up some Masser. They'll take it the first, but Ryan will advance over the third. Same way Sam Yen ended up scoring back in the first. Leadoff walk, stealing second, advancing to third on a ground out. But as for Yen, he scored on a pass ball. Will history repeat itself? Let's find out. 2 outs here in the third. Drew Knowles at the plate. Fastball downstairs, called a strike. There will be another game here tonight. 2 completely different teams as the 0-1s fly down the right field side. That's going to go down in foul ground. 0-2. The 0-2 offering. Line in left field. That's going to drop down in front of Fraley. Ryan comes in to score. It's 2-0 here in the third inning. First base knock from the afternoon for Matthews. Increases the lead 2-0.
Right fielder number 26, Aaron Duel.
Runner on first is Knowles after reaching on an RBI single in the left. As for the Cucalier, he's grounded out to short. That was back in the first for out number 2 of the inning. Pick off move over the first, keeping him honest as Reeves to Masser. There's a quick move there from Charlie Reeves. Small lead, slowly working, gonna stay put as that's popped up left field side, giving chases a shortstop Smith. Leaving it for the left fielder Fraley, able to make the grab, and that will do it for the top half of the third. To the home half we go, 2-0 in favor of Matthews. Coming back here, home half of the third inning. 2-0 in favor of Matthews. As for West Stokes, it's going to be 9 and tops. Starting things off with Seth Mickey. First pitch offering here, line down the third base side, past a diving third baseman. A leadoff single will start things off here. Third base knock of the afternoon from West Stokes. On the backswing, got a piece of the catcher. Abbott appears to be doing okay, as he'll stay in the game after a leadoff single from Mickey. That was the 9-hole. I got the second base hit of the afternoon. Third base hit, that is. Grounded down the third base side once again, deep into the shortstop hole. Able to backhand it was Knowles. Has no play as he'll keep it dead in front of him. Another hit for West Stokes, but yet they still are scoreless on the scoreboard as it's 2-0 here in the third. Here comes Cam Smith striking out back in the first inning, although hitting is contagious. Corner infield playing in, man into third base and again. Taking third is Mickey. Pushed bunt right toward the mound. O'Shaughnessy has one play over the first. Able to get Smith out at first. As you have seen from Smith, he was taking third regardless. I know a little hard to see here in the replay, but it worked out perfectly. Here comes Trenton Fraley, second and third, one out. Upstairs from O'Shaughnessy, 1-0. Corner infield playing in, that's Yin and Ryan. Moto infield still playing back, Knowles and Gegg. Mickey bouncing down the line, back picked. Now we're down into a pickle, called out. Able to get tagged, nearly doubled up at second. Mickey was bouncing up and down the line. Got back pick from O'Shaughnessy. Perfect play there from Matthews. Out number 2.
Get out. Nothing by you, midfield. Nothing by you. Yeah, boy.
Fant remains on second after the pickoff move to third. Count evens 1-1. Back-to-back innings, runners were on second and third. Those are Matthews. They're trying to keep him there. Popped out down the first base side in foul ground. Unsure if that stayed in or not, as I cannot see due to a few standing spectators. But we're down to the last strike, as I believe that dropped in foul ground. 1-2. Taking off for third. And that ends up hitting Fraley. Could not have worked better for him, as Fant will have to go back to second. End up working in favor here from O'Shaughnessy, as Fant would have been able to take third. Gonna take a timeout here as a coach comes out. So we'll be back right here after this break. As we come back here, still in the home half of the third inning. Still 2-0 at the plate's Joyce. After the hit by pitch to Fraley. In a sense, that could have been the best thing to happen. If there's a base hit here, as Fant has a chance to now stay on third instead of taking the extra 90 feet to score. Downstairs 1-0. Joyce at the plate, singling in the second. An inning ago would set things off. End up being stranded on third. Pop straight back, 1-1. I could set it up on your phone too. So if Brooklyn wakes up, you can just tap on your phone. Decent size lead over at second's Fant. Knowles in his back pocket, taking third. Good bouncing jump there. Tag is not in time, as Fant's able to steal third. Abbott so got there in plenty of time, but Fant was able to dive around the tag of Yen. A double steal there as Fraley takes second. Fant into third. Good offensive base running there. Puts runners back second and third for an intentional walk here. Puts the runners on the pond. As bases are loaded here in the third, 2 outs. And here comes Landon Macer. He popped out to the left for out number 1 of the second inning. There's already been one pickoff move over the third. Fant's being a little bit more cautious. First pitch offering here, popped up in the infield. Calling for it is O'Shaughnessy on the mound. Couple steps in front of home plate. Leaves the bases stranded to the top of the fourth to go. 2-0 in favor of Matthews. coming back here, top of the 4th inning. So far 2-0 in favor of Matthews. Scored 1 in the first, scored 1 in the third as that's flied straight back. No balls and 2 strikes here to Christian Gegg. Strikeout to end the first and his 1 and only at bat thus far as that's down and out from Reeves. Reeves has thrown solid so far from West Stokes, although his 2 runs thus far are the difference maker. Up and in on Gegg, nearly clipped his hand. A ball and 2 strikes here in the top of the 4th to the leadoff man. Reeves up to 61 pitches thus far. Up and in once again. 3-2, that is. Apologies. Out of those 2 runs, only 1 of them have been earned through his 3 innings of work. Swing and a miss, out number 1. Goes down on a strikeout. Let's bring up Jack Martin. He grounded out the first base to lead things off in the 2nd inning. Trying to slow down the pace of Charlie Reeves. First pitch offering here, up and out, ball 1. Had a good look, did not draw the swing from Jack Martin. Upstairs, that one got away from Presnell just a bit too high. 2-0. The 2 runs that have come across the score, that's grounded right back up the middle. A 1-out single from Martin will bring up Matthew Abbott. One of the hardest hit balls against Charlie Reeves this afternoon. The 2 base runners to score both led off the innings with a walk and advanced the second with a stolen base. Picking off, here's Reeves. Martin able to get back in safely. Downstairs. 1-0. Called a strike, 1-1. Line right at the second baseman, trying to double him up, end up dropping it. They said no on the interference, but had a chance there. Not touching it was Martin. Nearly an unintentional double play as the second baseman of Fant wasn't able to hold on to it. The infield umpire did not call it a catch, as Abbott was able to find a way to get on the first safely. Has a chance to be interference, as Martin never dove or slid out of the way, stood up. That could have been a chance to be in the way of play from the throw of Fant. Let's see what this home plate the umpiring crew calls. It's going to be up to their discretion. Once again, no review here. And I believe it was interference. Reeves jumping in just like discomfort, like frustration. Let's see what the final rule is. Going back to first is Abbott. So no interference, just a fielder's choice from Fant to Smith. There comes Camerata to the plate. So far, he struck out to end the second. 1-0 here from Reeves. Down and out, back pick from Presnell over the first, not in time. Abbott staying at first, down and out, 3-0. Looks way down a bunt, just faking as that's downstairs, ball 4. That'll advance Abbott to second. Camerata goes to first. This will bring up Logan Ryan. Logan Ryan scored back in the third after a leadoff walk, ended up stealing second, advancing the third on a ground out. Drew Knowles with the RBI single, bringing him in. First offering here, curveball, hard of the plate, called a strike, 0-1. Fraley Phipps Mickey over in the outfield. Joyce Smith feint and a master around the infield. Nearly clipped the helmet of Ryan. 1-1 the count. First and second, 2-0 in favor of Matthews. They have a runner on second. That's Abbott. Fly down the right field side into the netting. 1-2. As for Abbott, he reached on a fielder's choice. Down to the 8 hole is Ryan. Down and out. 2-2. The 2-2 offering upstairs, full count, pickoff move towards first, goes in the right field. Master not able to hold on to it. Abbott able to take third easily. As for Camerata, he remains on first. 2 outs, runner on third, 90 feet away from bringing home the third run of the afternoon. Down to the 8 hole, walked into third, payoff pitch. Up and out, ball 4. Camerata was taken second anyway. Bases will now be loaded, 2 outs. Charlie Reeves still on the mound. Looks like we're going to have a mound visit here, so we'll take a break. 3-0, bases loaded. Here, 2 outs for the 9 hole of Henderson. Coming back here, first pitch offering here, fouls right back to Henderson, the 9 hole. 0-1. Bases are loaded here against Reeves. Abbott on third after reaching on a fielder's choice. Camerata and Ryan following, pops shallow center field, giving chase. Phipps able to make the grab, leaves bases stranded. As we'll go to the home half of the 4th. 2-0 in favor of Matthews. Welcome back here, bottom of the fourth inning. Matthew holds a 2-0 lead here at Mando Field. Now Mocksville-Davie American Legion Baseball, both junior and senior level squads. Settling things off here in the home half is Cameron Phipps for West Stokes. He singled in a left back in the second, ended up being stranded on second as well. 1-0. Pop straight back. That's going to go back here of the booth. Evens at 1-1. So far for the visiting Matthews, 2 runs on 2 hits. As for Stokes, 0 runs on 4 hits and 1 error. The 1-1 offering, curveball down the heart of the plate, gets it there, 1-2. Jeb Presnell following deck, followed by Charlie Reeves, who has a chance to do some damage and bring it back to a 1-run game. The 1-2 offering, fouled down the first base side. Hardy cut, keeps it 1-2. Had some rain prior to game number 1, which we're still here in, as that's down and out 2-2. That is the reason why we started 1 hour later than our 5 o'clock posted start time. Game number 2, for those wondering, still going to be played as that shot down the third base side again. Crow hops it, fired over the rim, pulled over the first in time. Out number 1 of the inning comes against Phipps. After the ground out of the third from Phipps, brings up Presnell, the catcher. Upstairs from O'Shaughnessy, a ball and no strikes. And the points Presnell. So far he's 0 for 1. Popped out to second, back in the second. Route number 2 of the inning. Popped up shallow center field, giving Chase Martin long run, able to make the one-handed grab. Out number 2. This brings up Charlie Reeves, the pitcher. No man on, 2 outs. He had a Hardy hit back in the second, ended up flying out the center, leaving 2 runners stranded. Outside, ball 1 to Reeves. O'Shaughnessy on the mound. He is being pinch hit for. DHing for Matthews. That's Gio Camerata. The 1-0 offering here. Line right back into center field. That's past Gag at second. A 2-out base knock keeps it from a 1-2-3 inning and takes us down to the 9 hole of Mickey. Down to the 9 hole for Mickey. He's 1 for 1 thus far. Singling to left back in the third. He led things off in the third, ended up being stranded, as West Stokes are still looking to get their first run of the afternoon on 5 hits. Hardy cut there, fouled off down the first base side, gets out of play, 0-1. Fourth batter of the inning, it's the 9 hole of Mickey. Down to count 0-1. Pick off move the first. Had a chance. O'Shaughnessy wanted it. Let's take a look here and see how close it was. Henderson was able to get back in. That was definitely a lot closer than what it appeared. O'Shaughnessy still on the mound. Lined into left center field. That's going to drop down for a base knock. Coming around seconds, Anderson. Into third, gets away from the outfielder. They'll be held up at third. Second and third, 2 outs for the 3rd time. Another inning here, runner second and third here for West Stokes. Mickey doubling the center. Henderson over at third. Curveball just misses inside, ball 1. One zero. Shot, shallow center field, giving it a chase as Martin able to make the grab, leaves the runner stranded. Had a chance to bring home 2 and tie it. Instead, Martin's able to retire the side and make a diving grab out to his left. Out of easily tie this game at 2. Instead, it's 2-0 at the end of the inning. To the top of the 5th we go, 2-0 in favor of Matthews. Coming back here, top of the 5th inning. Settling things off is going to be the 9-hole of Tim Henderson. Apologies. Swinging, singled, indeed not, as that second baseman was able to make the grab, diving out to his left. Thought that had seen guys in the right field, and said the second baseman was able to make the grab, kept it up in the air long enough for out number 1. Grounded right back to the mound was Reeves. Knowles ends up getting retired. 2 up, 2 down here in the 5th. A comebacker there gets out number 2 as Reeves is able to put in the work trying to shut down Matthews here once again. This will bring up Aaron DeCouclier. So far for DeCouclier, he sits 0 for 2. First pitch swinging, fouled off down the third base side, gets out of play. 0-1. Grounded out to short to Smith and flown out to left to Fraley. No balls and a strike here to the 3-hole. Reeves still on the mound here as that pitch misses upstairs. 86th pitch of the afternoon from Reeves. The 1-1 offering here, down and in, gets away from Presnell. 2-1. From the left side, DeCouclier. Firing in the 2-1 O'Shaughnessy, skied center field, Phipps underneath of it, makes 2 steps over to his left. Able to retire the side, going 1-2-3 for the first time since the 2nd inning. To the home half of the 5th we go. As we come back here into the new inning, the home half of the fifth, that is. Cam Smith set to lead things off. There's a new man on the mound for Matthews, as Patrick O'Shaughnessy's night is done. As for him, 4 innings, 6 hits, no runs, a walk, and a strikeout to boot. As that pitch misses upstairs, 2-0. The new man on the mound, that's Christian Gegg. Started things off at second base, so we have a little bit of a new defensive alignment here. We'll get you that here after this new batter. 2-1 the count. Home plate batter calling a timeout, that's Smith. Henderson remains in left, Martin center, DeCouklier remains in right. Beldoff over at third, taking over. Down the hall to the plate, 2-2. Mills at short, Yen moving over the second, Ryan over at first. Once again, Gegg started this thing off over at second. Yen started at third, so it's been a little bit of an infield shift here as that's fouled straight back. Count remains 2-2 from Gegg. O'Shaughnessy threw 49 pitches, 33 of them being strikes, facing 19 batters. 1 wild pitch, 1 hit by pitch alongside there, and we have a full count from the new man on the mound against Smith. As for Smith, he's struck out so far, and a sack bunted back in the third. The payoff pitch here, crowd silent as that's fouled off. We'll redo it. Nice snag there by the man on deck, Trenton Fraley. Count remains full. Leadoff man of the inning. So far, no runners have yet to come in and touch home safely from the West Stokes side of things, though they have 6 hits. The payoff pitch here from Gegg, fouled straight back here once again. Count remains full. Back-to-back pitches fouled off from Smith. 8th pitch of the night from Gegg, here to only the leadoff man. The payoff pitch once again, swung on a miss, sits down Smith. I've been able to hold on to that pitch, was just a tad downstairs. Leadoff strikeout will bring up the 3 of Trenton Fraley. Fraley so far 0 for 1. Was hit by a pitch back in the third inning, ended up being stranded. As it was the 3rd inning in a row where runners were on second and third. Yet no timely hitting's been able to bring them in. Popped up right field side. Ryan and DeCouklier giving it a ride to DeCouklier in foul ground. Able to make the grab, out number 2 of the inning. Caught it in foul ground, will retire him. 2 up, 2 down here in the 5th. Down to the last hope in the 5th, Bentley Joyce. DeCouklier was the last out in the top half of the 5th, was able to retire Fraley for the 2nd out in the 5th. As we're down to the right-handed hitting Joyce, the 4-hole. Pitch misses downstairs, ball 1. Man on deck, Landon Macer. A pair of the 3rd and 1st basemen as that downstairs 2-0. Home plate umpire nearly called it. Evap was able to work it up from the dirt. From the windup working is Gegg. Foul down the first base side. First strike here against Joyce. It's fouled off, 2-1. 2 runs on 2 hits from the away side, that being Matthews. As for West Stokes, no runs on 6 hits. The 2-1 offering right down the heart of the plate. Not sure where that one missed. 3 balls and a strike here. 2 outs. Trying to look for a 1-2-3 inning here is Gegg. For the other side, they're trying to continue the inning. The 3-1 offering. Down and out, ball 4. A 2-out walk will bring up Landon Masser. Landon Masters so far has a chance to go 0 for 3. Throws his bat in disgust. Pop out to Martin in center will retire the side. To the top of the 6th we go. 2-0 in favor of Matthews. Coming back here, top of the 6th inning, 2 innings left to go here. 2-0 in favor of Matthews. Set to start things off, Christian Gegg on the mound, I believe still remains to be of Charlie Reeves. Looks solid so far tonight, although he's given up 2 runs, and that is a difference maker. Indeed, so Reeves on the mound. First pitch misses to the new man on the mound for the other side of Gegg. 2-0 now, as Gegg's 0 for 2. Has 2 strikeouts to his name thus far. Downstairs 3-0 to the leadoff man. As a Reeves, he's walked 5, struck out 5 thus far. Top half of the zone, called a strike, 3-1. The 3-1 offering looks to lay down a bunt, misses inside. A 5-pitch walk leads things off here in the 6th. A leadoff walk so far has led things off 3 innings, including this one here. The 2 prior have come across the score. They both stole second. They both reached third on a ground out. One ended up scoring on a pass ball, and one came in on an RBI. Let's see what happens here. Gegg on first. He has struck out twice, so we'll see if he tries taking second. Won't here on the first pitch, as that catches the outside corner to Martin. As for Martin, he's 1 for 2, singling in his center back in the 4th and grounding out in the 2nd. The 0-1 offering here, able to get away from Presnell. Called a strike. Martin not able to hold his swing, but Gegg able to take second on a pass ball.
Get him over.
No balls and 2 strikes here from Reeves, as he's closing in on 100 pitches thrown here tonight. Able to take second on a pass ball, and it looks like history has a chance to repeat itself. The 1-2 swing and a miss, able to get the second batter of the inning out by a strikeout, as that's going to be the 6th strikeout of the night from Reeves. Bringing up Abbott, and it looks like the coach is going to come out here for Wes Stokes. So we'll take a quick timeout here on YouTube, and we'll be back right here after this, 2-0 in favor of Matthews. Coming back here as we continue the top of the 6th, taking a quick look here at Charlie Reeves. So far on the season, his longest outing has been 5 innings, so he surpasses that as he went through 5 1/3, that is, apologies. He's given up 15 hits so far in the season, 13 runs, only 8 of those being earned. Here tonight, 0. He gave up 7 runs back on June 9th through 3.2 innings. Although he gave up 7, only 3 of those ended up being earned. The new man on the mound, and that's going to be Landon Masser. As we have a little bit of a change here. Inside 1-1 to Abbott. Pop fouled. As we're down to the 3rd batter of the 6th. Leadoff walk, took second on a pass ball, followed by a strikeout. Just finishing shy of 100 pitches was Charlie Reeves. Fly to left field side, giving it a run. Fraley down at the line, foul as it one hops the wall off the bat of Abbott. A ball and 2 strikes, but a strike nonetheless. And that's for Abbott. He walked back in the 2nd, ended up being caught trying to steal 3rd. And then reached on a fielder's choice in the 4th, being stranded on a 3rd. We're going to do some damage here in the 6th. Had a leadoff base runner. Also have a leadoff walk. So far it's happened twice tonight. Both times they've come across the score. As that's grounded over the 3rd. Going to 3rd was it Smith. Applying the tag choice. Good defensive work there, but from Smith. Able to get the leadoff base runner out. As Abbott will take first on the fielder's choice. 2nd time on the night that he's reached on a fielder's choice. Although not really what Matthews is wanting. As for Abbott, although the mental success if you're able to get on base twice. Chop down the 3rd base side. That's going to be played in foul ground. But Joyce was able to make the backhand and grab anyway as the DH of Camerata comes up to the dish. 0-1 here. Grounded, same spot, same result, 0-2. Abbott on first after the fielder's choice. Leadoff walk ended up being thrown out, trying to take 3rd on a ground out to short. Downstairs, called a strike, sits him down looking. 2nd strikeout of the inning. First one of the night from Masser. Will take us to the home half of the 6th. It's going to be Fitz, Presnell, and Charlie Reeves. 2-0 going bottom of the 6th in favor of Matthews. Coming back here, home half of the 6th, West Stokes coming down to their last 6 outs. 2-0 in favor of Matthews. Catching the outside corner, 0-1 from Gegg against Cameron Phipps. Phipps 1 for 2 thus far as he fouls that one back down to his last strike. So far, singled in the left in the 2nd, grounded up the 3rd and the 4th. As for West Oaks, they're consistently batting just about every other inning. The 0-2 offering grounded down the 3rd base line, not able to field it as bat off the 3rd baseman. Not the starting 3rd baseman as Yen's now over at 2nd. The 2nd baseman now on the mound, that's Gegg. So in a sense, your secondary 3rd baseman not able to make the leadoff play there. Should have been routine. Left field. 3rd base. Not able to hold on to it there as a 3rd baseman. Puts a base runner on. Pickoff move over the 1st. Not in time as Phipps is able to get back in safely. Man at the plate now is a 2nd batter of the innings. That pitch misses upstairs to Presnell. Presnell's 0 for 2 thus far. Popping out twice, once to the 2nd baseman and once to the shortstop. Pickoff move over the 1st, Phipps. Able to get back in safely there once again. Still, so far only 1 pitch thrown to Presnell. That pitch missed the heart of the plate, 1-0. Pitch down here, up and out, 2-0. Zero runs on 6 hits from West Stokes. Now from the other side, 2 runs on 2 hits. There's been 1 error apiece. As that's fouled off, 2 balls and a strike. Once again, coming down to the last 6 outs. Matthews has 1 more chance to add some more insurance. As for West Oaks, they're trying to find a way to get at least a run on the scoreboard here against Matthews. Count evens 2-2. Could be the last at bat here for Presnell. West Oaks wanting a long inning here. Downstairs, full count. Close here, but just a little too close to feel. Well, I'm surprised he laid off of it and not tried to fight it off. Checking up, here's Presnell. Payoff pitch upcoming, runner on first, decent sized lead as that's upstairs, ball 4. Base runners now 1st and 2nd, nobody out. As Presnell's able to walk. Let's bring up Charlie Reeves. He's put the ball in play twice so far tonight. Both times hit it hard. Once fled to center and once singled into center. Now we need something down the right field side. Trying to hit behind the runner of Phipps. First pitch here, up and out, ball 1. The Kuklier playing just a tad bit in over and right. Decent sized lead from Phipps over at 2nd. Yen holding him on. Trailing slowly. Takes a 1 hearty cut and backs up the 1-0. Gonna be a tough play here. Swinging bunt. Abbott has 1 play over the first. Ryan is end up gonna hold on to it. Bases are loaded after the infield single. A swinging bunt from Reeves ends up working perfectly as the bases are loaded. Up to the 9 hole. Looks like we're gonna have a mound visit here from Matthews. So we'll take a quick timeout here. Bases loaded, nobody out. Matthews still holds the lead 2-0 here in the 6th. And Parents getting into it here in the home half of the sixth. 2-0 in favor of Matthews. West Stokes has a chance to score one and add some pressure. Line down to third baseline, into left field. Phipps is going to come in and score. It's 2-1. Coming around third to Morgan. The plate cut off. Throw is not in time as Morgan comes in to tie it. 2 RBI single from Mickey. Ties it up 2 apiece on the 8th hit of the afternoon from West Stokes. First and second now here for West Stokes. Still nobody out. Henderson's throw gets cut off by the third baseman with bat off. That field to let it go. That would have been a chance to get him out at home as Abbott's tag was a millisecond late. Pickoff move over the second. The leadoff here comes across the score alongside the walk. Charlie Reeves still on second. Decent sized lead again, holding him on. Tie game here in the sixth. Still nobody out. Upstairs misses out of the plate. 1-0 to Fant. Now sir, Fant, we're up to the leadoff man. He sits 1 for 3, singling in the third. Line out and a ground out to boot. 30th pitch for Gegg. Outside corner called a strike. Works it even, 1-1. West Stokes has had the hits all night. They just haven't been able to capitalize on it. They have here in the sixth, tying it up 2 apiece. Fly down the right field side. That's going to go foul. Count falls to 1-2. As for the starting pitcher of O'Shaughnessy, he went 4 innings, 6 hits, no runs, 1 walk and a strikeout. Through 1 wild pitch and 1 hit by pitch. Since then, we're 1-2 here against Fant. Apologies here if I make a mishap at first base as I cannot see it. 1-2. Catches the outside corner, sits him down looking. That pitch seemed a little bit outside from here. Doesn't matter as the umpire rings him up. First out of the inning is a strikeout from Gegg. As I bring up Cam Smith as we are starting to get a decent crowd here. As we're right in between game 1 and where game 2 is set to start. Cam Smith now to the dish. Had a sack bunt in the third. And struck out twice since. First pitch here, lined left field. Has a chance. Henderson giving it a look. That's foul. Had the distance. Had the chance to break it open for West Stokes, making it 5-2 here in Junior Legion. But that just went foul by a matter of about 3 feet. Slowly making his way back to the box of Smith. Let's take a look here at Smith. He's hit no home runs on the season. That would have been his first one here in playoffs. Upstairs 1-1. He's had 11 hits all season through 29 plate appearances. Yeah, apologies, 7 hits, 7 singles, 4 doubles coming into tonight. Had 4 hits in his last game, 2 singles, 2 doubles. Batter timeout here, count remains 1-1. He's only walked twice on the season. Once again, 1-1 to count here, the Smith. Pickoff move over the first, keeping him honest. Reeves diving back in the second, and that's not where Gegg was going. One's across the scoreboard here, and we're tied on the scoreboard as well. The 1-1 offering down and out. Abbott able to keep it in front of him. Backhanding it in the dirt. Smith gets ahead in the count here, 2-1. Decent sized lead from Reeves. Was he able to hold a swing? That gets away from Abbott regardless. A little bit of base mishap here. Throwing it over the first. Mickey was able to get back in safely. Reeves able to take third. First and third, one out from the base running error. Ends up, in a sense, coming back to work things out. Will Mickey try and take second now on the first and third? 3 balls and a strike. I could only assume so. Once again, apologies here as I cannot see first base. First and third play called here from the catcher of Abbott. Let's see what was indeed the play, or even if Mickey decides to go at all. Avoiding the 4-pitch walk as it's 3-1. Gegg up on the mound. Big lead over at first. Pickoff move in time. He's safe. Whoa! Let's take a look here on the replay. Once again, a big lead over at first. It was definitely close if it on the replay, but regardless here, Reeves remains on third. Now we're having a little talk here between the coach and the umpire. Looks like we're going to talk things over the home plate umpire, see what his view was. I doubt anything's going to change. Safe, says the home plate umpire, and that's how the call will go down on the scorebook. First and third, one out here in the home half of the 6th. 2-2 is your score. Smith's out the plate, 3-1 the count. Same lead over at first, maybe a step closer to the bags. Mickey. Chop down the third base side. He's going to go. Foul ball. That was another close play there where it could have gone either way. We'll take another look here on YouTube's replay. That was definitely hard to see. And as for the third base coach, you can see him start pointing towards home. Once again, Mickey scoring the 2 RBI single, which tied it at 2. He stands on first after nearly getting picked off. From the stretch is Gegg. The payoff pitch downstairs gets away from Abbott. As for Reeves, he is going to stay put on third. Not a bad play there. Not wanting to be an out at home. Bases are loaded, 1 out now for Trenton Fraley. Third base coach coming out, talking things over with his batter, Fraley. Never mind, he's going to talk things over with the home plate umpire, as it looks like we're going to have a pitching change. I've never seen that where the coach comes out to talk with the home plate umpire before going out to make the pitching change, where the pitcher goes out to the mound before the coach. Regardless, here 2-2 in the 6th. We'll take a quick break and we'll get you this information right here on Mocksville-Davie American Legion YouTube. Coming back here, still in the 6th inning, 1 out, bases loaded for Fraley. No men on the mound, Davis and Long. Tonight we're in number 30, originally set down as number 8. First pitch here, top half of the zone, called a strike. As for Fraley, he is 0 for 2 with a hit by pitch. Fly out and foul ground and a ground out. Chopped right back to the mound, gonna be a play at the plate. Long's throw to Abbott, able to make the grab and stay on home plate. Out number 2 of the inning, 2nd and 3rd. Bases remain loaded. 2 outs here. That's going to bring up for Bentley Joyce, the 8th batter of the inning. Apologies there. Abbott making his way out to the mound, talking things down with Long. As for Bentley Joyce, he's 1 for 1 with 2 walks, an intentional walk back in the 3rd to load the bases. They all 3 end up being stranded, as once again that intentional walk back in the 3rd loaded them up. 8th batter of the inning. Bases loaded, first pitch here, misses outside, ball 1. As for Long, in a bit of a pickle here, as there's no place to put him. He had 1 out, bases loaded. He was 1 pitch away, as a double play would have done it. As that's line center field, Martin trailing back behind him. Has plenty of room, still trailing back, makes the grab. As we head to the top half of the 7th. It's going to be 8, 9, and top. 2s across the board. Coming back here, top of the 7th. Last regular inning here before we go into extras, which in a sense could happen. First pitch here, got a piece of it, 0-1. Man on the mound, I believe, continues to be Master, ends up falling down. Falling into a hole created on the mound. That's one of the problems here from relief pitchers, having to work with whatever the men before them have created. There's definitely some fields that are better than others about holding on to that. Popped up into left, Fraley underneath of it. Gonna leave it for the center fielder, Phipps, able to make the grab. Out number 1 of the inning.
Let's go, Tim!
Here comes Tim Henderson. So far for him, he's struck out and flew out. Here in his 3rd at bat, we will flip to the top of the lineup, so we will go through the lineup at least partially through 4 times. Ball 1 to start here against Henderson. Once again, 0 for 2. Chop fouled. 1-1 the count. Sam Yen, the leadoff man. One of the 2 runs to come across and score for Matthews. The 1-1 offering here, up and in. Nearly got a piece of Henderson from Masser. A lot of his sidearm action narrowed down to about 3/4.
Let's go ahead, you
2 balls and a strike inside 3-1. I thought the umpire was near going to ring him up. 3-1 to the 9 hole. Firing it in, grounded down the third base side, able to keep it in front of, but can't field it cleanly as Joyce firing it over the first. In time, able to make up for the air. Joyce has a bullet to Reeves. Able to retire him. 2 up, 2 down here in the top half of the 7th. Reeves, the starting pitcher, now the first baseman. As Joyce is at third, Smith, Fant, and Reeves. Finishes out in the infield, Fraley, Phipps, and Mickey. As your outfit looks the way down a bunt, push it down the third base side. Gonna be a tough play. Master has 1 play. Fire it over the first. Just hold on to his Reeves. That nearly had eyes for the right field line. Bunting with 2 outs. Puts the runner on first. This brings things up to the top of the lineup for Yen. Apologies, that was Yen. Here comes Knowles. First pitch line, center field, trailing back Phipps. Now coming in on it, right there in front of the 342 sign in deep center field. We'll leave the runner stranded on first. To the home half of the 7th we go. 1 run is all it takes. Tied up at 2 apiece between Matthews and Wes Stokes here at Mando. Down to the bottom of the 7th. It takes 1 run, or we're playing extras. Landon Messer set to start things up here for Wes Stokes. That's going to be the 5, 6, and 7 hole. First pitch offering here over the heart of the plate, called a strike. 0-1. Same spot. Appears to be just a tad bit higher. He evens at 1-1. Long remains on the mound here, continuing after his relief effort back in the last half. He did very well back in the last half, having to get the last 2 outs. Ended up giving up no runs. Slider got a piece of it, but Abbott was able to hold on to it. That retires him. Leadoff man out here in the 7th will take us to Phipps, who reached on an error back in the 6th. Ended up coming across the score in the 2 RBI single from Mickey. The 2 runners that came in were Phipps and Presnell, the 2 men that's about to come up here in the 7th. First pitch here, upstairs, ball 1 from the hard throw and a right-hander of Long. From the windup, the 1-0 offering to Long downstairs in the dirt. Abbott not able to keep it in front of him. Down the count 2-0. Long so far has struck out 1. That's to the leadoff man here in the 7th. He's looked solid since. There's been 8 hits given up for 2 runs. 3-0 here to Phipps. He's 1 for 3 thus far. His 1 hit coming back in the 2nd. Takes the 3-0 right down the heart of the plate. Had the red light. 3 balls and a strike here as Long's able to avoid the 4-pitch walk. Apologies here as that will draw him down. A 5-pitch walk brings up of Jeb Presnell. 1 out, 1 on for the 7 hole. Presnell so far sits 0 for 2, but has reached on a walk, ended up coming across the score once again on the 2 RBI single from Mickey. First pitch offering here downstairs. Abbott just able to pick that up out of the dirt. Keeps Phipps over on first. Decent size lead over at first is Phipps. Staying there, not going as that's fly to right field side. Base running error as that goes over the head of Ryan at first. Had to tag up was Phipps. The right fielder of the Kuklier had a chance to double him up to end it and take us to extras. Wow. One of the worst errors we have seen yet tonight. Puts a runner on second, now with 2 outs. Phipps thought that was going to drop in front of the Kuklier over in right. It held up just long enough for him to make the grab. Had Phipps stranded out in between first and second, trying to double him up. The throw went high of Ryan and down toward the dugout, toward the first base side. So we're grounded right back up the middle. Got to be picked up by Nollers at short, fires it over the line. And that will take us into extras. Coming back here, top of the 8th inning. We have made it to extras. Very quick game thus far, and we'll have another game after this. Apologies here, I do not remember the 2 teams off the top of my head, but it's going to be the left-handed hitting Duclier. Nearly doubled on up back in the bottom half of the 7th that ended. Ended up not hurting him as he lines out to short to start it. That's a bring up Christian Gegg, who pitched earlier in the night for Matthews. First pitch offering to Gegg, catches the outside corner, 0-1. As for Gegg, he reached on a walk back in the 6th. Out at third on a base running error, strikeout in the 4th, and strikeout in the 1st. Flied out center field. Can of corn coming in on it as Ships is able to make the grab, out number 2. Back in the 7th, just like here in the 8th, 2 up, 2 down. Then Sam Yen reached on a bunt single. Not one of the common things you see with 2 outs, but Yen was able to do it. First pitch swinging right field side. Right fielder Mickey able to come in on it. Takes 2-3 steps, not even having to jog after it, for a 1-2-3 inning. A very quick top half of the 8th takes us to the home half. It's going to be 9-1 and 2 up for West Stokes. Apologies there for being stuck on the replay of the short. Coming back here, bottom of the 8th inning we go. It's still tied up at 2 apiece. Top of the 8th went 3 up, 3 down. Line out to short, pop out to center, then a fly out to right. A very quick top half of the 8th. Sends some momentum to the home half. Seth Mickey set to lead things off. Had a 2 RBI single back in the 6th that tied it up 2 apiece. Singled, he is 3 for 3. Called a strike downstairs, 0-1. Want to know that is, apologies. Grounded over to third. Bowdoff has to make the play, firing, flips it over the first to right in time, out number 1. One up, one down, takes us to the top of Fant. Catches the outside corner, 0-1. As for Fant, he's singled so far tonight. That was back in the 3rd inning. One of the 8 hits for West Stokes, flat off right field side, giving chase towards the foul line. Right fielder de Couklier just going to let that one go, 0-2. There's been 7 strikeouts from the pitching staff of Matthews. One here from Masser. Apologies, as Long's the one on the mound. Outside, able to hold off 1 and 2. There's been 4 strikeouts against the Matthews pitching staff. 1 from Long, 2 from Gegg, and 1 from O'Shaughnessy. A 1-2 offering here. Swing and a miss. Pitch downstairs. Able to hold on to his Abbott. 2 up, 2 down will bring up Cam Smith to 2-hole. As for Smith, he is 0 for 3. Reached on a walk. Had a sack bunt back in the 3rd. First pitch offering here. Up and out, ball 1. In the top half of the inning, it went 1-2-3. Home half is looking to go the same. Going back to the 7th, both sides had 4 batters come up. It's been a back and forth game here the last few innings. Popped up to Knowles at short, trailing towards his left, makes a one-handed grab right back behind the second base. to the top of the ninth we go. Still knotted up at 2 apiece. Welcome back here, top of the ninth. We're going to set to start with a runner on second base. A little bit of a difference here in the ninth. Once again, runner's going to start on second. Letting things off here is Tristan Fanley. The runner on second will be the last out of the eighth of Cam Smith. Upstairs, ball one. Both sides have been apologies here. Matthew Abbott. Runner on second, Jack Martin. 1-0 here to start things off as that's up and out 2-0 to Abbott. Last run scored here from Matthews all the way back in the third inning. Fourth time through the lineup here in the ninth. Catches the outside corner, 2-1. New man on the mound here. That's going to be number 2 of Cam Smith. Catches the outside corner, works it back now, 2-2. Runner on second. Once again is Martin, who flew out to right to end the eighth. Seventh inning, both squads had 4 base runners come up in the eighth. We're both 3 up, 3 down sides. Flied out down the outfield side. Count remains 2-2. As for Matthews, they have 3 hits on the night, 8 hits for West Stokes. The 2-2 upstairs nearly gets away from Presnell. Full count here to the first batter of the inning. Once again, that's Abbott. Martin on second. Camerata, the DH, waiting on deck. The payoff pitch upstairs, ball 4, runners first and second now to bring up the DH of Gio Camerata. The loser of this game will go on to play High Point. Looks like we're going to lay down a bunt. No, as that's upstairs, ball 1. Reeves, the first baseman, playing pretty far in here. That's a call here from the third base coach. So let's see if there's going to be another bunt. Runner on second is Martin. He was the third out in the last half inning, starting with a runner on second. Another fake bunt here, right down the heart of the plate, called a strike, 1-1. Canarella is 0 for 2 thus far, striking out in his last at bat, walking and striking out. So he has a 2 strikeout night. 1-1, trying to back pick over the second. Nobody there. So Smith will hold on to it. Count remains 1-1. Called a strike downstairs, 1-2. Third base coach is a little bit mad and disgust here. As is Camerata, the man at the plate. This will be a huge out here for West Stokes. Runners first and second, nobody out. Getting this out here would make it a 1-pitch away type of thing. Swing and a miss, pitch upstairs. Out number 1 of the inning comes to a strikeout from Camerata, his 3rd strikeout of the night. Big out there from West Stokes will bring up Logan Ryan. Ryan so far, his last at bat popped out to center and has had 2 walks back since then. Came across to score the second run of the afternoon, then coming back in the 3rd inning. First pitch down the first base line, tried to push a bunt. That went foul, 0-1. 1 runner on here, that is, apologies, 2 runners on, Abbott and Martin. Martin, the runner on second. Trying to take an out here and push over the runners at second and third. Are they gonna bunt, or is this gonna be another one of those fake ones? Pulling it back, line toward the second baseman, trying to double him up, no throw. As that went line right to Morgan at second. Once again, apologies there, leaving that on the replay. Getting a little bit ahead of myself here, as we'll stick to the regular play for some time being. Well, 2 outs, I'll bring up Henderson. Back-to-back outs here after the leadoff walk. Has a gap here between the first baseman and second baseman of Morgan and Reeves. Putting one in that gap has a chance to bring home Martin at second. But it's in the 9-hole Henderson, who sits 0 for 3. As runner takes off for third, throw down over to third, just barely held on to his choice. As Martin was able to steal third. Runner on third. 1-1 the count to Henderson. The runner in first of Abbott means nothing. Lined into center field. That's going to drop down and bring home 1. Not able to make the grab with Phipps. Has a chance to double him up at second. Tag is not in time. Morgan just able to hold on to it. But 1 run comes across on the top path. It's Jack Martin. Three-two here in the 9th. First base hit of the afternoon. Comes up huge for Tim Henderson and sends us to the top of the lineup here in the 9th for Sam Yen. Even if West Stokes is able to come across and score 1, Matthews is going to have the top of the lineup up in the 10th. Down and out, 2-0. Smith a little bit rattled here after giving up the RBI single. It's the first base runner that has reached safely since the 3rd inning. Outside, 3-0. There's a free base to put him. Let's see if they use it or try and attack him here. That's our Yen. He's 1 for 2. Singling back in the 7th on a bunt. Nobody holding him at second. Gonna stay put. 3-0 down the heart of the plate. 3-1. Henderson at first, Abbott at second, as that's foul straight back, full count. Payoff pitch up coming here between Smith and Yen. That'd be the last pitch of the inning here for Smith. Payoff pitch fouled off. We'll redo it here. Count remains full. 3-2 in favor of Matthews after the RBI single from Henderson. I was able to bring in Martin. 3 runs on 4 hits. As for West Stokes, they have 2 runs on 8 hits, that is. As a payoff pitch comes once again from Smith. Popped up, foul ground. Reeves tried to give it some chase. Out of play once again. Count remains full. Working off the back of the mound, Smith. He's going to be working from the stretch here. Payoff pitch times 3. Firing it in, downstairs, ball 4, bases are loaded. 2 outs here in the top of the 9th. This inning started with a runner on second. With the extra inning rules in effect. 3-2, so we'll take a quick timeout. 3-2 in favor of Matthews. Oh, I can't see. Here comes Drew Knowles to the box. He's the 2-hole. He sits 1 for 4. An RBI single back in the 3rd. Looking to do the same thing here as that misses outside. Ball 1 from Smith. Once again, apologies here as I cannot see anything. Downstairs 2-0 from Smith to Knowles. Knowles has yet to walk tonight. Striking out in the 1st, had the RBI single in the 3rd. Grounding out in the 5th and popping out in the 7th. 5th time through the batting lineup, 2-0. Misses a hard the plate, 3-0. Four-pitch walk here will bring home 1. As there's nowhere to put him. Could be the last batter here from Smith. The 3-0 offering down hard the plate. Catches the inside corner. Working it back now, 3-1. Just like the last batter, went down 3-0. Trying to work him back here. The 3-1 from Smith. Swing and a miss, 3-2. Another payoff pitch coming. Once again, this could be the last one of the top half of the 9th. As West Stokes is going to need 1 to tie it. Stepping back out of the box is Knowles. Cowbell's a ring. Once again, he has an RBI single. Now it's back in the 3rd. Coming set, firing it home. The 3-2 line right at the second baseman. Morgan able to make the grab. Sets them down stranded. Second line out to Morgan of the inning. Although they have come across to score 1, it was Martin. That was the runner that started out on second. 3-2 going bottom of the 9th. bottom of the ninth we go. And a game of the ages here. Fraley's going to start things off at the plate, 0 for 3. Runner on second is Cam Smith. Popped out to short to end the 8th. First pitch offering here, called a strike downstairs, 0-1. 6 batters came up in the top half of the ninth. Only 1 came across the score. And that was the runner placed on second of Jack Martin. Ended up scoring on the RBI single from Henderson with 2 outs. The 0-1 here upstairs evens it. 1 apiece. Yin remains on second, although starting the game at third. One offering here, popped out foul, down to the last strike here, 1-2. The starting second baseman ended up going out to the mound of Gegg. He has since been relieved of his duties to Davis Long. And Gegg has gone to the bench. Yin remains on second, bowed off over at third. He has an error to his name thus far, the only one for Matthews. A ball and 2 strikes here to the first batter of the inning. Batter called a timeout. Smith with a okay-sized lead over at second. Obviously not going to see him take off unless it gets past Abbott. The 1-2 offering, grounded over the short. Nola's going to have to look him back. Fires it over the first. Bad tag. Defensive base runner error. Comes off the bag. Called out. Double play. Knowles the roundabout off. Able to get the tag out at third. Originally called safe, but came off the back half of the bag as Smith gets put out at third. 2 outs here in the bottom half of the ninth on the base running error. Now 2 outs for Joyce. Bases are empty. Last out of the ninth, last chance for West Stokes to continue their season and one of the best games here in the playoffs. Swing and a miss, 0-1 from Joyce. 1 for 2 thus far. Singling back in the second to start things off. The 0-1 offering, swing and a miss over top of the changeup. Down to the last strike here is Joyce. The 0-2 inside, lets it go. Works it to 1-2. If he does happen to reach Master, waits on deck. The 1-2 offering downstairs gets away from Abbott. That's something Smith was wanting to happen back with no outs. It's going to take a walk-off here in the bottom of the ninth. The 2-2 from Long. Outside, rings him up. Called strike 3. Joyce not happy about it. Does not matter. Sits him down looking. And that is how this one comes to a close. Final score 3-2 in favor of Matthews after scoring the winning run in the top half of the ninth. Next game will be back here in just a handful of minutes. Once again, final score 3-2 in favor of Matthews.